Hello and welcome back. I know I have totally been MIA the last month. I think the July. Like, I can't believe that July is almost over. I honestly, I'm dealing with a lot of anxiety and just some struggles in the new school year for Violet. If you're new to my channel, Violet is our autistic daughter and she's going into middle school, and there is just been a lot. And so I shared in a video sometime last week about my summer kind of cleanup, declutter. Siri thinks I'm talking to her and I'm not. So I wanted to do, I'm still in it. I'm still doing this. I've done a few things different and moved things around, and then I'm tackling this space behind me and I want to share that with you. So I just want to say, I'm sorry I've been MIA. There's not been a lot of crafting being done in here. It is currently 85 degrees in my office. It is miserable. I just have not felt like being down here crafting. Things will get back to normal, I guess, when they get back to normal, right? So this is what I do when I'm struggling and I'm having anxiety and I am, trying to manage. So the first couple things I did is I did get a Canon selfie printer. Now, I had one of these in white and I had it for, I don't know, about 3 years. And then it started saying there was a paper jam, and there, like, nothing I could do would like make the paper jam stop, even though nothing was jammed in it. So I ended up getting rid of it. And I was planning on getting an Epson picture mate, but currently you cannot get them. Like, the only one I could find, I scoured the internet for hours looking for one, and I found one for like $800 and something. So clearly they're either retiring it and updating it, or they can't get parts for it, or something's going on with it. So then I started getting nervous. I was like, well, I'll just wait. And then I felt like, what if the Canon selfie, because I started having a hard time even finding the Canon selfie, what if that goes out? So I went ahead and I just got another Canon selfie. I wish I had gotten the Epson one before, but this one is, I know how to use it. I actually had some ink left over, like the ink that it uses, and some photo pieces. So that's here. I got it in black so that it would match my office a little bit better. And I just stuck it here by my other Canon big printer. I made this, I think I shared this on my Facebook page, and then I just have my photo of Andrew and I up on my printer. So that changed a little bit. I just got that today. I also added, in my last video, I talked about how I had added labels to these, even though they were all empty. So now I have 4x6 photo paper right here. So that's really nice because it's right by my printer. And I'll be able to print and do that. And then those are ink cartridges that will go down in this one, which is where I keep my ink. I moved my polka dot blanket over here. So this is a fleece blanket, which I did not know. I guess I just didn't read the description properly. So I had this one over here and I just swapped them because this is like a, what's it called? It's like a plush blanket, and it's smaller than my other one. So I put that one there. I put my polka dot blanket here, and I feel like that looks better in that area. And then I also moved my camera over there. I have my office basket, and then I'm going to show you a really cool thing I did with the Stampin' Up! Lunchbox container that you can get. I did something really cool with it. I'm really excited to share with you. So I'm going to share that with you in just a minute. My desk is a little bit of a mess because I am tackling this area now. So I couldn't take it. So what I've done is none of this will change because these are just Project Life core kits. That's all they are. They're labeled. There's several kits in one box. I have my old Stampin' Up! Project Life by Stampin' Up! Kits in there. They are IKEA boxes that are divided. So when you look in these boxes, I have a whole video on this, but I'll show this really quick. When you open this box up, they have these dividers in here. And so I have the divider in. I don't have this piece in. So it makes a perfect 3x4, 4x6 pockets. And so that's how I have all of my core kits in these boxes. IKEA doesn't make the boxes, unfortunately, anymore. I will try to see if they've updated them or something and put a link in the description over on my website. But that's what all of those are. So none of that is changing. Down here, I've cleaned out all of these boxes. They had office supplies and like our household finance stuff in them. I moved those into another space in our house. The very bottom one is office supplies, like office folders and stuff that I use in here. And then there is a box that is week in the life. And then there is a box that is day in the life. So that is fantastic. I love having that because those are products I don't use necessarily all of the time. So I love having them separate. I went through all of these. The majority, there's a good chunk of this that is Christmas stuff. So there's like a bottom, the very bottom one is some miscellaneous office stuff. I don't like binders. And then there is a container that has all of my grandma's stuff when she passed away, like the news clippings and stuff from the memorial and stuff that like when emotionally I can handle it, I will deal with it. And then I have one that is past layouts, one that has a bunch of Kayla stuff in it, and her album is the first, her albums are the first albums I'm going to tackle. And then from here all the way up is all Christmas stuff. So I had about 3 containers that were empty after cleaning things out. And what I did is I have like a container that is all Stampin' Up! Past Christmas designer paper that I love. I have one that is like all Echo Park and Simple Stories paper pads. Then I have one that is like miscellaneous Christmas paper, like random 12 by 12 designer paper. And then I have one that is like paper packs from Michael's or Joann's. And then I have 2 containers that are all Christmas items, ribbons, embellishments, everything that I use for December daily. So there is a good chunk of that over there that is Christmas, and I'm fine with that. I need to relabel everything. That's on my list to do today, and that will be fine. And then the very top one is empty. So that's great. And then in this one right here is a large, like projects, like large sticker sheets, or like they're just larger items that I don't have anywhere else to put. So what I'm doing now, and what prompted me to get out the camera and videotape this and share with you guys, is I have a bunch of these from years and years and years of getting Ali Edward kits. I've never thrown them away because I'm like, they're so amazing. Like, you could totally use them for something. So I've kept them. I was watching a video and I saw somebody use these to organize, like they were doing it by season. So they were using it to like summer embellishments, autumn embellishments, that kind of thing. And I thought, you know what? I totally have a bunch of those. I could do that and organize all of my random Ali Edwards. Most of this stuff has come from Ali Edwards. So what I did is I measured how much clearance I would need. First, they fit in this container. This is one of those containers I shared last time. It's a small one. They fit perfect. There's plenty of room in here. And then I needed to cut off a little bit. So I cut off the top, and that's just so this can fit down here. So it will fit there. The clearance will be there. It'll be fine. And then what I'm doing is just by type. So like this is my Avery Index, the tabs that go in it. This is ampersands. This is clocks. This is circle stickers. This is heart, like puffy heart stickers. And I'll label all of these. This is Marine Corps stuff for my husband was in the Marine Corps. And so I have stuff from his time when he served. And I've wanted to put together an album for that. And then like this is black and white, like stickers and different things. So I'll just label it black and white stickers. So it gives me a great, I mean, I have tons of these. So I've pulled them out of I have a bin in here that is extra containers, not containers, but like pouches. Like, see, I have so many of these, just tons of them. So I'm going to use them to organize. This is like a moment where I go, see, that's why you never throw anything away. Like, it's perfect. So that's what I'm doing. I'll share with you once I work through this. I'm cutting them to 7.5. That's just the clearance that I need. If you have a shelf where it's a little bit higher clearance, you might not need to cut them. And I don't want to have them closed because I want to be able to just pull them out and use them. So that's what I'm doing. I will show you the finished, how it looks finished, and then I will to get everything labeled, and then I'll walk you through that area over there that I'm tackling and getting cleaned up and organized. All right, so I have a few left. I think I have about 5 that are empty. So I just went ahead and I cut them down so that they're already in here, and then that way I can use them. So in the front here, I just have, this is a little, not acrylic, but like overlay pie chart that you can put together. It's really old, from Ali Edwards. I loved it. I had missed it in the kit that it came in. And then she did a like resell where she like sells pieces of all the kits, and I snagged it. And so I just haven't used it. I just left it in its little bag because I know exactly what it is. And then I've labeled all of these. So I just used my Brother P-Touch labeler, and I just labeled the edge. So like that says clock. And then at the very back here is the sticker sheet that is too big to fit anywhere else. And then it's pretty full, but these I feel like will just go ahead and lay down a little bit. They'll, you know, like naturally slope a little bit, and that's totally fine. But now like I have one for hexagons, one for, these are camera stickers, these are stars. So you get the idea. These, I have a couple that are hearts. I probably need to put them together. Word strips. These are ampersands. You can see that you can also get quite a bit in there. Clocks, circles. Yeah, there's my puffy hearts. These are like heart stickers. So we probably should have hearts together. I do have one that is like random because it's like multiple. Like there's circles, there's strips, there's, you know, and then they go all the way back. And then I didn't label these. These are the chipboard shapes. I got a bunch off Ali Edwards' site a while ago, and I used them. There's several of them that are used, but like this one is white, this one is gold, pink, silver, and then in like the chipboard color. But I didn't label them because it's sort of clear what they are. And then I have one for these Project Life cards. So now that will just go on my shelf. And like I said, I have a few more on here just in case I have something else comes in here and I want to organize them here. And then I will show you the shelf that they're going to sit on. But I really like it in these. You can also use the, I keep these Stampin' Up! Plastic sleeves like this that dies come in, and I take my dies and put them on magnetic sheets. So I always keep the plastic sleeve that they come in, and you can do the same thing by cutting these. I've rounded the corners before so that they're not sharp edges, and then you can cut them down to any size that you want. I only took a sliver off the top of that, and I don't need them to close again. So it worked out fine, and it doesn't bother me. This little piece is on here. It makes it like kind of stick out, you know, adds a little bit of bulk to it, but it's the perfect amount for them to just stand up in here. If I had any less, they would probably fall down. If I had any more, like they might bulge out a little bit, but I think this is going to work perfect. I do have a few other sticker sheets that are this size. It's the Color Theory. These were from Studio Calico. I don't know, years ago I got them. And I'll go ahead and stick those in the very back just because they fit, and then they look fine on that shelf. So I'll show you how they look on the shelf when I put this container back. All right, I'm back. It's the next day. I didn't do a ton when I last filmed. I did a couple things and then I had some work related stuff I had to get done. So I'm back and this turned out amazing. I'm not sure if I showed in the last clip. This turned out awesome. So they're those folders and then I've labeled them and they are awesome. Down here I pulled out the Stampin' Up folders and this one I have a couple things. So this is mini Avery index tabs. So they're the little ones. I had accidentally purchased small ones instead of the 2-inch ones. I just have them in this 10 and I just use them for special, like different, I don't use them all the time basically. I use the 2-inch ones. And then a while ago I had put together this little, on this ring, these sketches. So they're just, I found them on Pinterest and printed them out. And then if I need some inspiration for a layout, I grab it. So now I can put that there. And then these are all die cuts from like, this is from a paper pad, not a paper pad, but a paper pack from Stampin' Up that had a bunch of die cuts. So I just put it in one of these envelopes. This was a digital kit that I bought from Ali Edwards that then I just cut up myself and cut all the cards up and all the elements. And then I had bought some physical product from that collection, so I stuck it there. Again, this was one of those digital kits from somebody else. And so I put that there. These are some flowers that I recently had left over. And then I have some of these like paper pads that sometimes Ali Edwards will do. And then I have a whole bunch that are just empty. So this one isn't as full as the other one, but it's nice that that's all there now. And then I have to label. I need to change my labels. So the other thing I did is I cleaned up my stamps by the month. So these are the stamps by the month for the stories by the month kits that Ali Edwards does. I just have dividers in here and then they're, you know, January through December, and then that's what coordinates. This is another container that is for small Ali Edwards, basically like the smaller stamps. Eventually I might like put all of those up front and then split this one in half. So like January through June is in this one, and then January through June plus all my random ones, and then July through December. So I just have that there, the room there. So the next thing is I had said I wanted to label these. I need to figure out a way to label them. I don't really like the circle labels on them. I might go with that even though I don't like it. These down here, I liked the way I labeled them. I just put a strip of, it was this roll of chalkboard like liner that I had gotten. And it worked out because I was able to just cut a piece and put it all on the front, this piece here. And it covered up. Some of those are broken. I've had these for like 20 years. It's what I used to when I first started scrapbooking. I had these stacked in our living room under our hutch when those were like the only supplies I had. So like I would, when I was first purchasing stuff, and it's turned into an entire room, but when I was first purchasing stuff, I didn't have that much. And so I would just have these containers and they stacked in my living room, and I would sit on the floor and get all my stuff out and scrapbook them. And now it's a whole room. So I need to figure out a way to label those. Some of them are broken, which is why I don't like the circle labels. It's like, it just doesn't work. So I need to figure out how I want to label that. But then I just need to label those. And then this area is pretty much cleaned up. I wanted to share what I ended up doing with this. So this is the lunchbox that you can get. It comes with a card kit inside of it. And when I got it, I was like, wow, that is really big. It's much bigger than I thought it was. And I kind of was like, I don't know what to do with it because I'm not going to use it for food. And this is what I came up with. So what I do for my yearly card system is I have these dividers and they're just, you know, January through December. At the beginning of the year, I sit down and I put together cards for everybody that I know for anniversaries, birthdays, anything like that. So at any given month, what I do is I just pull out the chunk of cards for that month. And then it shows, I write up in the corner, so 3-2. And then this is for Wendy, this is her birthday. So if it's an anniversary, I write right under that, anniversary. And then the stamp goes over this, so you never see that part. But I know that this is for Wendy, for her birthday, on March 2nd. And so I just have those, and I had them in a different container, and they were sitting out, and they would get dusty. So you can see that these are dusty. I actually haven't done this in a couple years. I kind of fell off the wagon of getting cards sent. But I thought this is perfect because then I can also, I have in here my stamp set that like you can stamp on the back of the envelope. I have a black ink pad and a clear block, and then I can also stick my stamps in here. And then for the month, I can just like take this, zip it up, take it up to the living room to do like my cards or whatever, or put it on my desk, whatever I want to do. And then it will keep the dust from getting in there. And then I just have it sitting right there on that bookshelf, and that worked out amazing. So the other minor thing I did is I cleaned up all of this area. I finally got an external hard drive to set up my time machine on my Mac. I got my iMac. This is the newer ones that were released just last year. And I had never set up my time machine, my backup system for it. So I did that. So in order to get all the cords, you know, I had to take everything apart. So I cleaned that up. I cleaned all of the glass up. So that's good. And I got my backup on there. So that's really good. So the only other minor thing I did was I cleaned up under here. I had ordered these. And originally I was going to put one there and one there, and they didn't fit. So they were too wide for the shelf. They hung off the edge, and I didn't like that. So I scrapped that and did a couple different things. That's a 31 container that one of my Stampin' Up! Friends gave me. And then that crate over there, I had given it to Violet, and then I was like, can I have this back? And I painted it and stuck it there, and that works fine. So then I used those down there just to organize that cart, and that has a variety of different things. It has my club stuff and team stuff, but that just allows it to be corralled. And the thing is that this is mesh, and there is like quite a gap right here for that. And so by putting a little container in there, I can utilize more of the space. I have a couple boxes stacked there, and then I moved my phone stand for when I'm doing lives. I just stuck it right here, which is perfect. There's a little bit of a gap here because of my lights, so that's fine. I'm labeling some paper, and then there's just some trash and stuff up here and things that need to be, like my week in the life stuff needs to be put in my week in the life box, that kind of thing. But overall, I'm happy with this area. I just have to figure out how to label those clear bins. And that will be the last thing you'll see unless I do some other major update, which I don't think I will. But I will figure out how to label that, and then I'll share that with you, what I decide to do. All right, so this is the last clip for this series. And fun fact, I just spent 15 minutes talking to my camera, and I wasn't filming. So let's do this again. Roll tape one more time. So what I have done is I went ahead and I labeled all of these, and I just used cardstock and adhesive, and then I just hand wrote in a white gel pen. So that looks great. I ended up getting rid of one of these because it was really broken. So, and I had an empty one. The very top one was empty. So I just went ahead and got rid of it, switched out the items from the broken one, and then got rid of the broken one. I probably eventually would like to get one more just because they stack really nicely there. So fun fact, I know I've probably shared this before. I'm almost certain I have. That was an accident where these ended up being. So I've had those for years and years and years. I mentioned earlier in the video that that is what I used to use to organize all of my memory keeping supplies when I first started out, and they lived in my living room and they just stacked under my hutch. And so it was a really nice way to, like, especially because it holds 12 by 12 paper. So it was really nice to have that during that time. And so I've had them forever and I love them. They're really useful. But when I redid this room, I wasn't positive where I was going to put them. I thought I was actually going to have to put them under my desk. And I stacked them in that corner while we were moving things around. And I was like, oh, wait, they fit perfect there. So they have stayed there. I don't mind pulling them off to, like, get to stuff on the bottom. I know that might bother some people, but really that's stuff that I don't use very often. Like, it's my Christmas stuff. So I'm only using that one time a year. It's past layouts. Kayla has a bin. It's my grandma's memorial stuff. One of those containers has like military paper, like paper I could use for like a military album. So it's not stuff that I'm accessing all of the time. So it doesn't bother me to unstack it to get to the things that I need to get to. You will notice that there is the white container that was right there is no longer there. And I will show you where that is in 1 second. The items that were in that container only had, I see one of my Velcro dots, only had large Project Life items, like extra large stickers, like letter stickers. So I was able to filter those into other places and empty that container, and I'll show you where I moved it. These items here, this one and this one, I relabeled. So those are the ones that kind of kickstarted this second video. All of that is organized now, and it says memory keeping items. So all of this area has now been cleaned up, labeled, purged, organized. I'm real happy with the way that that came out. So down here, you will notice a little bit of an empty space, and that space right there is where my Erin Condren project notebooks were, just like the notebooks that they sell. I use those for bullet journaling when I am bullet journaling, and I had a bunch of extra ones. I stuck that in this container over here. So I need to create a label for it. That's the only thing left that I need to do, is do a little label for that one. And that's where all the notebooks are. And then I was able to fan these out. I'm thinking about maybe getting 4 more of these little containers to put on top because they would fit. It would fit really nicely. And these containers are really nice for like smaller miscellanea items. Like in this one, which I just have to write the label, are magnetic strips. These are what is left over when I trim up the magnet sheets for my die cutting. And so I just don't want to be wasteful, and there's other things that I can use that for. So that is in here, and I just need to label that. This is foam brushes. This is my Velcro dots. And then this is that 4x6 paper. So I'm thinking about getting 4 more, and that would just fill that out. And then I could have a place for like my blades, like my Cricut blades and my larger trimmer blades, and like that kind of thing that is a bit smaller that I need every now and again. Over here, the only other thing I'm going to do here is I am going to put I have a battery charger for my Canon camera, and it has 2 extra batteries, and I actually have a plug that it would work. And so I'm going to put that there, and then that way my batteries can always be charged. And right now that battery charger is under my desk, and it's kind of a pain to get to. So it'll be really nice to have that there. My basket for work of things I need to do is pretty full. So then the other thing that came in were the cushions for my chairs. So these are memory foam, and they're really thick. So that'll be nice because often my back hurts sitting here. So that will be really nice to have those. on with the memory foam. So I think that's going to wrap up my summer like series here of like purging and getting things relabeled and nice in here. My desk is nice and clean. My camera is being charged and I have stuff that I need to film. So that is what I'm gonna dive in and start doing. Currently, I'm working on my week in the life album and club stuff. And we've got about 3 weeks before the kids go back to school. So we're definitely in that mode of like winding down and school shopping and getting things done for that. So I'm looking forward to being in here more now. It feels a little bit better to me. I'm glad I purged the items I purged. It's always nice to go through and just get rid of what you're not using. So thanks for hanging out with me in these 2 videos that I shared this summer. And let me know in the comments below if you are in the purge mode or if you're in the collect mode. Like, I think we all go through different phases. So it's fun to see and just hear what other people are doing. And I hope this has inspired you to get into your craft room and either be crafty or clean it up or purge some stuff or maybe even buy some new stuff and filter it in. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will chat with you later. Thank you so much for checking out my video today. I hope you will like this video and subscribe to my channel. Here on the screen are 2 other videos that I have recently put together. I hope that you will check those out and I hope you're having a wonderful day.